So, much like you, I was on YouTube trying to find how to repair my wife's 2015 Yukon taillights with their circuit board or whatever they call these connections here. Yeah, I'm not going to make a video on how to take the light off. I'm not going to make a video on how to disconnect the bulbs. I am going to tell you that with my experience trying to actually cut this plastic and locate the connections was the hardest part. So I'm going to go through that to maybe help expedite, and for some of you that are pretty handy, we can get right to the meat of it. So this is the left tail light here, and there are two connections, and I figure if we're going to take this apart and try to diagnose this tail light, then I'm going to fix both locations. So I would suggest that with you. All right, so this is the first example of my attempt to get the plastic away so I can get to that connection. And you can see right there I soldered that point. Yeah, at the beginning I used a solder gun needle to melt the plastic, and then I used a router, and I did a lot of things. And then I went over to do this connection, and I seen on YouTube a guy using a knife and heating it up, and it actually worked perfectly. So I'm right here with my range. I've got my knife. It's just a little paring knife, and with these connections, you'll see on the back side, if you get that knife hot enough right here, you can actually just cut right through that plastic. And then across this, I was worried about actually causing damage to the metal, but there's actually no damage at all. And then at the bottom, you'll see that you can actually get that knife under, and if it's hot enough, you can cut it out of the way. Now, this one, I took way too much out. I didn't need to do that. So essentially, this is the connection right here that is the problem child. So right now it's actually looks like that connection is good, but you can kind of see there's a crack in that right corner. So I'm just going to solder and fix that so I never have to do that again. And then over here on this connection, you can see my soldering wasn't so good. It's just kind of put on there. I didn't use any flux, which I'm going to go back and get some from the store, and I'll probably jump from this connection over to this connection just to ensure that I won't have any problems. But so basically I'm just trying to get to the meat of really how to repair these taillight lenses. Those two connections are what caused the brake lights not to work. So here's an example of using a solder gun to try to melt the plastic. And then here's an example on how to use a knife right off from the stove, just kind of heating that up to make it happen. So good luck repairing your tail light, and I hope that this was a lot of help for you, because this has been a big process for me, but it's going to save me $900 in the end. So good luck on your project.